if you fail. This is the safest way ever in the world to practice backflips. Hello, this is B-koji. Firstly, not many people think that the backflips are very difficult. The rotation angle is just 360 degrees and the rotation speed is slow. The backflip is easier than the half spin because you don't use edge either. As proof, when I first successfully did the backflip, I was a beginner who couldn't even do the frontside and the backside 180. I could only do the straight jump in the graph, only like this. The only skill you need is the straight jump. No other skills or knowledge are required. Now let me show you the safest way in the world to do this easy trick. And by the way, I'm not gonna tell you to do the backflip where you are. It's all done on the slopes. I've seen a lot of people hit their heads and get injured right here on the lip at this facility. So if you haven't practiced on the backflip on a trampoline, I wouldn't recommend you try a first attempt at this facility. If you want to try it, it's safer to try on a kicker, which has a softer lip. Thank you for waiting. Let's get started. This is the safest way to practice the backflips in the world. Step 1. The table flip. First of all, there are several ways to the backflip. All of these are called backflips, so I distinguish between these. I recommend this type of the backflips for beginners. This is the safest backflip because even if you make a mistake, you won't injure your head. For this step, try moving like this. You can use a friend's back or desk to turn around with your back in the direction of the backflip. That's right. The only difference between the front flip and the back flip is the direction of the rotation in the air. Imagine doing this with a board on. To start, let go of the idea that you are turning backwards because this idea has a huge risk of falling off your neck. Ideally, your head should never be underneath you. Make sure you keep your body safe no matter how you fall. It's a mistake if you are doing this in your mind when imagining it. You should feel like you are rolling on the table with your shoulders in the air. Don't roll forward and backward. Once you can visualize rolling like this, it's time for step 2, backflip on the wall. Why this? I know it's confusing.
I won't be able to do the backflip on the wall because I even couldn't do the backflip on the kicker yet.
Don't worry, it's just another way of training. It's totally fine to have your back on the wall, so let's try this. Thinking it's a kicker. It's okay to have your back on the wall at first. As you can see, it is safe, so when you get rid of your fear and hesitation, you will be able to do it like this. Then you want to be capable of doing this on any wall. But steep walls are easy at first. You don't have to stand up properly in the end. If you are stable, you'll be fine because again, this is just part of the training. However, if you want to take it to the next level, here's step 3, high ollie. Jump as high as you can with ollie. The ideal state at this time is these 2 points. If you can do the ollie at the higher speed than usual without shaking, if you still can do the integral, try saying,
Do a backflip, do a backflip
in your mind to make yourself nervous until just right before. You see that nervousness is a factor that makes you shaky. Once you get used to it, it's time for step 4, finally turning. Let's check the landing at first to make sure that the powder is not too rough. I think it's okay to tuck it inwards to check it really doesn't hurt. If not, make it soft and safe to do the backflip. The center of gravity for the ollie, I just did this trajectory. Shift your center of gravity from the front to the back and then you jump up. When you do the backflip, the center of gravity goes to the back like this. The ollie is a quadratic function. The backflip is linear. Once you get used to it, you can do the backflip with a similar feeling of doing the volley, but you need to go around with the feeling of going through at the first. And after you fly, You have no choice but to turn. Turn with the indie graph. You know what I mean, right? Don't let your head go straight down at any moment. And if you can, swing your arms heads as hard as you can, or even go around 1.5 turns at first. It's safer to over-rotate and hold on your back than to under-rotate and risk your head and neck. So let's overspin carefully, especially at the first shot. Once you've gone around too far, you are ready to go. Gradually adjust your rotation until you can stand up. Specifically, acquire how to reduce the rotation. 1. Reduce the swing your arms. 2. Lighten the leg tuck. 3. Stop grabbing too fast. After a couple of failures, you get it right, and you can stand up for about 10 times or so. It's true. I often say this phrase.
Practicing the backflips is not practice. It's just work to let go of your fear.
I think everyone who can do the backflip will agree with me. For example, you often see a situation when you can try horizontal rotation without being nervous but often make mistakes. But there is literally no one like this who do the backflip.
I'm not scared at all, but I can do it at all.
So anyone can do it as long as they can overcome their fear. But their fear is your worst enemy. In this case, fear is last stage boss. The fear will grow bigger when you fail and feel even little pain. So I strongly say,
please choose the day and the place well for your first attempt.
I will correct the explanation you often see in the other lesson videos. There are many such explanations, so please be careful not to be fooled. The first one is this. Turn your head back to look at the ground. By doing so, you will increase your rotation force. This is really dangerous, right? Even those who can do it are mistaken. Turning your head back is fine, but it doesn't increase the rotation force. When you are in the air, there is no external force, so the law of conservation of angular momentum holds true. Therefore, the closer you are to the axis of rotation, the faster you will rotate. If the rotation force increase was true, all energy problems on the earth would be solved. I'm not trying to make fun of the person. I'm just saying, shrink when you're trouble. People sometimes think,
oh no, I made a mistake.
And that's when most people spread their limbs. When we sense danger, the upper body and limbs extend. It is a human physiological phenomenon. Then there's a possibility of falling head first and hurting your neck. So even if it is dangerous, we should go against the physiological phenomenon. Keep your posture and forward and back. If you can, shrink more. Try to contract even more and make your rotation force even first and aim to land on your feet. The second physically incorrect explanation I've heard elsewhere. After you fly, you can spin without contracting. This is a confirmed lie in this video. I can almost always spin without contracting. If you are under-rotating, there are 3 points to correct this. Prior action, conservation angular momentum, and height. There's absolutely no other way. The reason why I'm able to spin is I'm swinging arms and head as hard as I can. That's why I can get around these sides. The difference between him and me is the prior action. Before jumping, the rotation force is determined by swinging your legs, head, and upper body. Then after the jump, the rotational speed is determined by the distance from the axis of rotation. And I made the backflip without any prior action and without any shrinking, so it is just kicker sides. If you do under-rotate or if you over-rotate, there are only these reasons. The angle of leaps changes the speed of rotation because the leap helps with the prior action. When in doubt, trust physics. I can explain it to you anytime. 5 is for who can do the backflip in powder but can do it as a kicker. Kicker side landing. Kicker is typically hard, right? The leap of course is hard, and the landing is hard too. But on a snowy day, Please look and touch the side of the kicker. There are times when it is soft and fluffy. Then go into the lip at an angle and do the backflip. The backflip with the side landing. Of course, try it a few times straight. Just make sure that the sides are not too narrow or that they are not net or flags. Well, what do you think so far? I think you have more than enough knowledge. I really don't have much more to teach you. 5 years ago, when I first tried the backflip, I saw a video that said this.
What? Backflip? You just have to be brave enough to do it.
So I did it as an incredibly hard kicker, even though I couldn't do the backflip on the land. Please don't take this as an example. Please be safe and have fun doing a backflip. Now for the last and final step, mental strength. I will help strengthen your mind. You won't do the backflip, but you can, because you're thinking about it too much. I have prepared phrases of encouragement for those who do. This is one of my most favorite phrases. A confident bee can fly. Aerodynamically speaking, this bee's wing is so small for weight. Physically, they were not supposed to be able to fly. Isn't this the same as what you are doing now? You already have more than enough knowledge and image to stand up perfectly. And yet, when you try to do it, you think like this.
I can do the vertical rotation. I feel like I'm going to fall on my head.
It does make sense to keep thinking like this. A confident bee does not know that he cannot fly, but it just flapped its wing as fast as it could and flew into the sky. You, like this bee, should not think about anything, but believe in yourself. And let's do the backflip as best as you can. Just like this bee flying, which should be impossible. So you can that too. If you overcome your fear, you will not fall your head. So you may be pretty nervous when you go around for the first time. But you must imagine you are confident bee and flip. Have a good bee life. Goodbye.